Hello everyone, it's Red with RedDragonLeo.com, and what can I say? What can I say about today? Just another typical manipulation day. We did sell off a little here, but we rallied back into the close, putting in this bear flag, and right now while I'm doing this video, we are actually up at a double top here again. So in the after hours, so it's pretty amazing how they just continuously manipulate this market just repeatedly. Nothing seems to work. This was just not very much of a sell-off at all, down to 1220 area there. We should be going a lot lower. We should be going down at least 1200, if not on down to 1173. And if that breaks, we should go on down to 1150. This is just very, very frustrating for those that are bears to see the market only work one way. It only goes up. That's it. It doesn't go down. When it goes down, it gets bought back up. And it's ridiculous. Now, as you can see, we are pointing up for tomorrow. The histogram towers here are in oversold territory and moving up, but that don't mean that they got to go up, because the actual MACD moving averages there are still overbought and pointing down. They were at 7.5, now they're down to 2.5. I'd like to see this thing go down in a negative 7.5 and just get buried. So that's what I'd like to see, and have this thing just roll over. But this indicates that it's going to be up in the morning, and the fact that we are up here in the after hours and just hovering right here at about 1233 on the ES, which is strange now that the ES and the S&P are in sync with each other. It seems like because the high over here for the ES was also 1235, and which is odd to see these in sync together. But anyway, the one thing here we still can notice is on the longer time frames, which this here is still going down. As I said, we are getting closer to getting across. I like to see this just roll over tomorrow. I love to see this thing tank tomorrow and surprise everyone. What I'm thinking is that generally, I've noticed in the after hour session, though whatever direction they go in, it's usually a stop sweep, and then they go the opposite direction throughout the day. So if in the after hours you see it tank in the after hours, many times it'll just recover all that and open up and squeeze everybody out that got short, and take out those that got short, or that got long, I should say. So many times that happens. So if somebody goes long into the close, and then in the after hours it tanks down, for example, anybody that got long and set stops below will get taken out as their stops get hit, and then in the morning they turn and reverse it and go up and take out those that were short. That's just a game. And so, but right now we're up here at 1235, so they've taken out all the shorts. So the question is, are they going to just open there and basically let this get up here and maybe break zero and then roll over, or are they just gonna tank it back in the morning and open up flat, and then slowly let this work its way up and then roll over into the close, allowing this thing to roll over? It's hard to say. It's the 60-minute chart. This is pretty important one. The 60 and the 30 seem to be the most important for a day trade. But here we're approaching zero. We could roll back up here. There's nothing to stop us from rolling back up here. Or we could continue on down and go down to like a negative 7.5. There's just no way of knowing how far it's going to go down. Obviously, if you count this down moving sideways, slightly sideways up, that's a bear flag. Is it going to break down? You know, bear flags don't work. I mean, we've seen them many times. Look here. Back here we had bear flags. Back here we had a down move, sideways consolidation, bear flag. Outside of that lines there too. It had broke that support line and broke through it. Same thing here. You know, we've seen so many failed bear flags. You know, why should this one be different? I can't really answer that other than to say that, you know, it's the gangsters rule, and they rule the market right now. The 15-minute chart, it's pointing down. It's overbought, pointing down. It's about the only one supporting a move down. As far as the daily, let's see. Let's get over to the daily. Weeklies, we can see, you know, same thing. We don't know until the week is done what's going to happen here. So we just have to wait and see on that. I really don't have a clue on that one. But the daily, one of the things that was interesting here was this big, large sale bar. I know it's not red. It's gray, meaning it's accumulation, but it was not accumulation. This should be red. They just tricked it just the way that they did this bar, and the color of it turned gray. It was actually a lot of selling. That's huge volume. That's a big distribution day, regardless of the fact that it's gray. You can't pay attention to that. It's just the way this candle opened and closed, and that they colored it gray instead of red. It should be red, but that's a lot of selling. I think the big boys are selling into this. That was not accumulation. You don't go up there and reverse and put in a topping tail like that, and call that an accumulation day. It's just not that. It's not that way. And you know, everything here is pointing to us rolling over. You know, I still think we're going to go down before this week is over, and we'll close the week out negative. How far down is another story. I mean, another question. I think at least 1,200, if not 1,173 area. You know, for that bottom there. Of course, if that breaks, 1,150. That's where I'm headed. That's where I'm looking at. But is that going to happen? Shoot. You know, I could bang my head on the wall, and I don't think it'd do any good. We could blow up Washington, D.C. with a nuclear bomb and kill all the gangsters, but then the daggone market would rally because I'd go long in celebration. So that's not a good idea. So don't know what to say. There's not any news that I've heard about any more false flags, but then again, they're going to surprise us with that, and it's not going to be when we're going to expect it, most likely. You know, I don't expect one to happen between now and the end of the year, with Christmas being around. But, you know, it's very possible that with this move up, we're already at this level right here in the after hours. It is possible that they're going to keep running this thing until they hit that fake print on the diamond at 118.16 by 11,800 on the Dow, which should be, I'm just guessing, 1260 to 1280 range in here, somewhere in that range. It's very possible they do that. If they do that before the end of the year, then they literally could sell this market off, because I do believe once we hit that print, we're going to tank after that. So if they do that, that would be a shocker. That means by the end of this year, they're going to roll it over before the year's out. At least start it over. Start it down. It doesn't have to crash or anything, but once that print's hit, I believe they're going to roll it over. That's a pretty important print, and I don't think that they've changed it. As opposed to, yeah, so it'll be around in this area somewhere in here. So you can see it's not too far off. As opposed to this Julian fellow with WikiLeaks. That this bugs me still, that he set a time frame or a date that he's going to release stuff. It's almost like he knows that the information he's going to release is going to crash the banks and it's going to crash the market, and so he's doing it on a schedule according to what somebody's telling him. Gecko posted a link on my site stating that Let's see here. Basically stating that he thinks that George Soros here is funding it, and I'd heard that from somebody else as well. Assange is he's some hacker the government caught and made him the front guy for the organization. This is very, very possible, and it's very, very possible that they have put this information out there on purpose, and they plan on having him leak the information at a predetermined time, probably in January, so that they can blame the stock market crash on WikiLeaks. They can blame it on them, blame it on this guy, and he'll be the fall guy. It really makes sense, because they don't want to blame it on themselves, so they're going to blame it on somebody else. And of course they'll profit from the stock market crash because they're already selling at the top. So they'll profit madly on the way down, and they'll take all that money and turn around and buy up all the assets at dirt cheap prices. And then, very possible, what Gecko just said here, they'll pass some new law to strip away our rights again, just like the Patriot Act did. The 9/11 Patriot Act, there's nothing patriotic about it. It's absolutely garbage. It's absolutely there to rob you of all your freedom. They can walk right in this house, claim I'm a terrorist, arrest me, and throw me in jail, and I can never see a lawyer, and they can hold me indefinitely with no right to counsel. It strips your rights completely. And so what are they setting this up for? I mean, are they setting this up there to basically shut down the internet? It's scary. To me, it just reeks of some type of event coming as a result of WikiLeaks, and they're going to blame it on WikiLeaks. And George Soros is involved in it. He is part of the Illuminati, and he is probably a reptilian alien. I don't know if he is or not, but I wouldn't doubt it that he is a reptilian. A lot of key people that are in government, I believe, are reptilians. I believe they've been replaced. Maybe the real person that was really them at one time got too much power, and so they captured them and replaced them with reptilians. Kind of like the movie X-Men, where you see the senator with the gray hair that, if you remember the scene in it, he was coming up off the beach, and he kind of collapsed off the beach into the ocean there, and he started to fall apart, literally, like he like turned into water almost. And Mystique, the girl, the ex-person, ex-man, whatever, she's a shapeshifter, and she changed her shape to take his place and to go into office. And that's very possible. It's the real life stuff. There's a lot of real life stuff in Hollywood, folks. I know a lot of you that watch the sites, you're with me on this. You believe it, and I believe it. And a lot of you think I'm nuts, but those of you that are still blinded and took the blue pill, I'm sorry. One day it'll be common knowledge, that aliens have been here for thousands and thousands of years, and that the reptilians have been the ones that's behind a lot of this stuff, behind the Illuminati. That the Pope and the Vatican over there, that they worship these aliens. It says it right in the Bible. Demons. These demons are reptilian aliens. It's just that simple. So the Bible has a lot of truth in it. So don't mistake just a bunch of fairy tale words and not really put real meaning behind it. There is real meaning behind them. They are demons. And they come from another dimension. They're real. So I know sometimes I go off on this, but my site's a little strange. But anyway, I think that's about all. I still think we're going to roll over, and when is the big question. But I think by the end of this week we're going to go down at least 1,200, if not 1173. That's it, everybody. Good luck. See ya.